All right, folks, just want to do a quick Cardano video. I saw that, we have that Vasco hard fork coming up, which has already been delayed twice. And now it looks like there's some issues with the hard fork. One of these developers discovered that there's a main issue that is basically a devastating issue that could basically cripple the blockchain. Um, if you've been watching my videos over the last couple months, I pretty much said this whole Vasco hard fork situation. At this point, I don't see it generating a pump whatsoever for Cardano. Once they delayed it the first time, I thought that was pretty much curtains for the pump. We're in a bear market. They should probably just iron out all the kinks and then basically release it in like 6 months to a year. Because rushing it out is just going to cause people to lose confidence, and you're going to see Cardano turn into like a Solana, which we don't want to see. So, folks, this is crypto. It's ever changing. Do I think this situation is going to be a long-term issue for Cardano, where Cardano goes, completely collapses, it becomes a broken blockchain, and it doesn't basically go crazy the next bull market? I don't think so. But what I do think this issue could do is basically make it so Cardano basically dumps extra special hard during the next couple months when we're basically in a range. If Bitcoin goes back down to $17,000, Cardano's having problems with the Vasco hard fork, we could see a Cardano back down to 38 cents. And that's why you have to be in multiple different projects. I'm big into Cardano, but I'm also big into Theta, VeChain. I got some Bitcoin. I got a bunch of metaverse projects. And like I said, I pretty much gave up on the whole Cardano Vasco hard fork pump. I thought it might pump with the market, but now with everything going on, we're seeing some bearish news with Cardano, and it's important to talk about it. I give credit to Dan over here at Crypto Capital Venture. Here's a short little clip of some of these developers talking about the issue.
So, Andrew, can you just real quick, just some context to why you tweeted that and what the kind of real-time situation was there?
Yeah, so day after day after day, we had been told by the IOG devs, don't upgrade to this version on mainnet. It's not ready for mainnet yet. And so the tweet from Charles kind of came out of left field for me, and it was encouraging stake operators to upgrade on mainnet, even though there had been no community testing. So they had spun up 2 new test networks for Vassal. Neither of those had yet gone through the hard fork with the latest node version that he was suggesting we upgrade to. The only testing that happened at this point when he made that tweet was internally IOG. And this came right after we had several releases from IOG that they had said were probably the final version that we were going to go through the hard fork with. And it was community members that kept finding these, as Adam called it, catastrophic bugs.
Anyway, so apparently they kept trying to push this. They've already delayed the hard fork multiple times. They're trying to push it through, and these developers and basically people who are involved with the testnet are finding all sorts of catastrophic issues. Not something you want to see, but if they are finding these issues, you want to make sure that they're finding it in the testnet phase. What does this mean for Cardano's future? I mean, we're probably not going to see a pump this month. We're probably not going to see a pump anytime soon. So, and I don't think we're going to see a pump really in much of anything. I mean, the market's pretty much kind of down right now. So, Cardano wasn't going to do much anyway. But could I see Cardano going back down into the 40 cents range, maybe even 38 cents? If the news is just breaking on this one right now, it really hasn't caught on too much. But I think we could see a nice little Cardano dump, unfortunately, because of this whole Vasco hard fork issue. For me, I'm not really selling anything. I pretty much have my Cardano and I'm holding it. Looking to buy cheap Cardano and looking to buy my cheap Theta and all the other coins I've been talking about. If something happens with Cardano and I lose faith, I'll have no problems dumping my Cardano and putting it into Theta or something else. But I don't think we're at that point. We're at a test net phase where they're discovering problems. This has happened with Solana. This has happened with every blockchain whatsoever. You name your blockchain, they've all had issues with basically discovering problems. We just don't want any of these problems to come out after the actual upgrade, because that's going to make it so people lose faith. So we'll see what happens. Interesting situation that I'll be following. Like I said, I know a lot of people are going to basically dump out of their Cardano. We'll probably see a little bit of a dump. I don't think that's really necessary. I mean, they're basically discovering the problem. but I don't think we're going to be seeing a pump anytime soon. I think the whole market's pretty much going to be down anyway for the next couple weeks. But don't expect any Cardano pump up to $1 because of this Vasco hard fork. It looks like they're probably going to end up delaying the whole hard fork all over again because of all the problems. I mean, at this point, I don't anticipate even this hard fork happening for another 6 months to a year, and that's fine because we're in a bear market anyway. I mean, they really need to figure out what's going on with this hard fork, because if they can't get it right, people are going to be dumping out of their Cardano, and Cardano is going to underperform. So, like I said, folks, you never get married to a coin. You follow it. This is just something that we're basically following. We'll see what happens. If it turns out to be a giant issue, I have no problems dumping my bag right and put it into Theta. I have no problems taking every single Cardano I have and put it into Theta. But I'm not at that point. I'm not doing anything. I'm monitoring the situation, and that's what you should be doing too. These things happen. Think how many times Solana went down, folks, and they had to basically just stop the whole blockchain. Really, every top 10 coin has basically had issues. Even Ethereum. Think of all the problems that have happened with Ethereum. So, this is just something that we need to talk about. We need to figure out what's going on. It looks like they figured out what the problem was. It looks like they're probably going to rectify it. It looks like they're probably going to delay the hard fork, and that's pretty much what I thought was going to happen anyway. I mean, I really have put no credence into this hard fork whatsoever. Once they delayed it once, I pretty much just said, just take your time with it. It's probably not going to pump the market anyway, because the problem is people lose trust. So people don't care about the hard fork anymore because people just don't trust it's going to happen. So all these problems need to be discovered on the test net, which it looks like is happening. Kudos to these guys for coming out. We're in the bear market. Now's the time to fix the problem. Like I said, I'm still bullish on Cardano. But when these things happen, you have to pay attention. You have to see what's going on because, you don't want anything like this to happen after they do the hard fork and the whole thing basically implodes, and then basically people just all start dumping their Cardano. So we don't want to see that happen. We want to see all these problems rectified now in the test net. So we'll see what happens. I'm following it. Like I said, I'm still ultra bullish on Cardano. If Cardano dumps down to 40 cents, I'll be buying more. I don't think it's going to go that low, but if we get down to 45 cents because of these issues, I'll probably buy more and just take it day by day. All right, folks, that's